guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. So today's video of a brain food includes how to make some sweet potato brownies. Now these are so yum. I've been making these for such a long time and they're really healthy, so I think these are a great alternative to normal chocolate fudge brownies. And also I know that making brownies with sweet potato might sound a bit weird, but honestly this recipe is so yum and so healthy as well. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is add all the ingredients into the mixing bowl. You don't actually have to do it in a certain order, so really easy. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now obviously you can actually add as much sweetening as you like. I don't have a very sweet tooth, so I'm just adding 3 tablespoons. You could even add honey though, so any kind of sweetener that you would like to add, you're welcome to use. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of tahini. So this is actually just going to make the mixture really creamy, if anything. It doesn't have a very strong taste at all. So I don't really taste the tahini when I actually eat this, but it just gives it a really good texture. And then check out these little measuring cups here. My sister actually got them for me. A little pineapple, orange or an apricot and a strawberry. So I'm going to add 1 or almost just under 1 cup of flour. Now I'm actually using white rice flour because I try and eat a diet that's gluten-free and wheat-free. You can get gluten-free flour, but I haven't really come across any that I really like. But you can also use normal flour as well. Then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of almond flour. So this is also going to keep the mixture really nice and moist. You could use any kind of nut flour though. You could use cashew nut flour, anything really that you find at the health food store. And then I'm also adding 1/2 cup of milk. Now I'm using rice milk because also I don't really have that much dairy in my diet. So this dish is actually vegan friendly, gluten friendly, all that sort of stuff. Then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder or raw cacao. So this is going to make the brownies nice and chocolatey. And then we're adding the sweet potatoes. So I actually added 2 sweet potatoes. I chopped them up, I popped them in the oven at 175 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes just to soften them. This also makes them more sweet if you pre-cook them before adding them to the mixture and then cooking the mixture in the oven as well. So I've got 2 sweet potatoes here and then I pureed it. So that's all going to be delicious in this mixture. So I'm going to add that in now as well. And that's going to help bind the mixture as well because we're not even adding any eggs in this either. So again, very much vegan friendly recipe. And I am now just going to mix everything in together. Now one thing I should say is you've got to have your oven preheated at 175 degrees Celsius probably for about 5 or 10 minutes so that when we do put the mixture into the mold or the brownie mold that it goes into the oven and the oven is nice and hot. So I'm just going to mix this in slowly. Now also, whenever I seem to make this dish, the cocoa powder, as I'm mixing it, if I mix it too quickly, just goes everywhere into the air and it makes me cough. So make sure that you're mixing the mixture quite slowly, otherwise, yeah, the dry ingredients do seem to just go all over the place. And then, of course, you've got to taste it before you put it into the mold. Now that tastes really good to me. Of course, if you want it to be a little bit sweeter, as I said, you can add a little bit more honey or brown sugar, whatever you like. And then we're going to pop it into a mold and pop it in the oven. Okay, the batter is all nice and mixed through, so I'm going to pop it into this silicone mold. I find that silicone molds are really easy to bake with because they're non-stick, and then when you actually need to get the food out of the mold, it's so easy, it just falls right out. So I'm a big fan of silicone molds. Adam actually was the one that suggested we get these when we moved into this apartment. So let's pour all of this really yum mixture into this mold, and then we're going to pop it in the oven at 175 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. Making sure all of that mixture gets in there, and I must have made exactly enough. So I think I'm getting pretty good at taking measurements because if you guys didn't know, my mum and I are very similar in the sense that whenever we cook, we don't really measure and follow recipes. We actually we wing it. So I have made all of these recipes for brain food already so that I can actually tell you guys the exact quantities you need to add so that you can replicate these recipes at home. Alright, so that's everything. I've smoothed out the mixture. I'm going to lick up the excess. It's just so yum. And now I'm going to pop it in the oven. Now this right here, guys, is delicious. So these are our sweet potato brownies here. I've let them cool for about half an hour so that we can now take it out of this silicone mold, and then we're going to slice it up and also dust it with a little bit of cinnamon. Okay, so I've just popped it onto this beautiful marble dish and cut it into a few cubes, and now we're going to dust it with this cinnamon. I love adding cinnamon. It just gives it a little bit more of a kick, and it also makes it look really pretty. And then it's time to serve it up. Honestly, I reckon half of this will be gone by tomorrow between Adam and I. And if you look at these brownies, you can see how incredibly moist and dense they are. It's like eating chocolate mousse. They're so yum, and they're so healthy. Who would think that something that looks this good could actually be healthy for you? So sweet potato is a really great vegetable to cook with, especially because it does give that sweetness to it, but it also makes it very dense and creamy. And of course we used organic raw cocoa powder, so rather than using actual chocolate and melting that in, that's a really healthy alternative too, and there's not even that much sugar in it either. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and of course if you did, then thumbs up. Also, if you guys do recreate any of these recipes, then make sure to take a photo and upload it onto social media. Just tag me at studywithjess or use the hashtag studywithjess, and I'd love to check out all of your creations. Alright, that's all for today's video of Brain Food. I'll see you on Wednesday with another study tips video, and until then, be happy and productive, and remember guys, food is fuel. Bye! Oh, these look so good!